I never thought I was going to be a farmer. Never in a million years did I think I was going to be a farmer. I suppose we just love it. We love the lifestyle. We love the work. We love the fact that we can grow crops for people and I guess animals all around the world. There's nothing else we'd rather do than farm.
The barriers to entry to agriculture are high. We know cost of land is high, input costs, machinery costs are all significant. We want to make sure that we're supporting those young and new producers and give them an opportunity to get into farming.
I think the biggest issue we've had with other lending partners is that they treat us like we are just another person. We're in ag. You can't really be seen that way. And both my husband and I are self-employed, and it's really difficult to get mortgages or to get loans because they think, even though we see ourselves and you look at our past as being like consistent earners, they still see you as too high of risk. Where someone like AFSC, anybody in ag is self-employed. So it's really nice to have that understanding and knowledge.
AFSC introduced the Next Generation Loan Program in the fall of 2018, and it was really necessary because the population across the agricultural industry has been aging. We have less young people involved in the industry, so it was really important that we came up with financing programs that were able to support that next generation coming in.
This past year, we made some significant changes to the AFSC Next Gen Loan Program.
The first one is increasing the eligibility to anybody of any age. Before, it was previously only available to those that were under 40. So now if you're over 40 and if you have been farming for less than 3 years, you're now eligible. We also increased the incentive amount from $1 million up to $1.5 million. So you can get an interest rate incentive on $1.5 million for the first 5 years of your principal. The third change that we made was decreasing the eligibility requirement from 25% down to 20%. So now it's more available to more producers.
And lastly, knowing the purchase price of some of this equipment and land continues to get expensive, and really set the next-gen farmers up for success, we've offered the 5-year interest only. So an increase from the 2 years that we currently have is just going to offer a lot more flexibility with all 4 options as they move forward to not only set the farm up for success, but really that transition and those next-gen clients taking over their operations.
AFC was a good partner and choice for our financing needs because, well, I knew the experience my parents had with them, and through BSC, they stood by my parents. When somebody looks out for you and you've had a hard time, then you want to keep using them in the future. It's more of a personal interaction. You actually get to know the person, they talk to you, they get to know what you need from it, and they'll work with you, which I think is the #1 thing in this industry. At the end of the day, it's a small world, it's a large industry, but it's a small world, and it's always nice to have people know what you're doing and what the operation is to work together.
I feel like my lender, she's on my side. She wants to see me succeed or see us succeed.
The Next Generation Loan Program is tailored to support that segment of producers by offering more flexible payment options, favorable interest rate terms. Another thing that AFSC does is we work very closely with producers to understand their operation. We will look at the forecast for that business to see if the loan program fits their requirements to ensure that we can set them up for success for the long term.
We know new and aspiring producers face unique challenges. This is a difficult industry to get into. We've really tailored our program changes to make sure that they address the challenges that they face. Things like providing longer amortization periods, interest-only periods for the first 5 years, and an interest rate incentive program, all designed to really help new and young producers get started in agriculture.
So I'm very excited for the future of agriculture. I think if any of my kids decide to be farmers, it's going to be a very different thing than it is today. Kind of like farming is quite different than it was when my grandfather farmed. Mindsets are changing. People are maybe more appreciative of where their food came from after going through COVID and after going through some of these supply chain issues, and you feel a little more appreciated, I guess, and hopefully that continues the next few years.
At AFSC, we feel it's very important to support that next generation of producers because agriculture is such a vital industry. Agriculture is an important pillar within the Alberta economy to make sure that we have food and ag products available on people's tables.
We want to make sure we're supporting young and new producers. These farms have been in families for generations. We want to give them the tools to pass those on to the next generation. And that's why the Next Generation Loan Program is so critical to help succession planning, to help new producers, to help young producers to get into farming.
At AFSC, when we see one of our programs or products help a producer, it's deeply satisfying. In many cases, it means that we're helping their dream come true. And in doing so, we're helping set that next generation up for success within the province.
Yeah, when I look at the programs and products that we have here at AFSC and the opportunity to go out and meet with these clients firsthand and seeing the next gen taking over from the parents and sitting at their kitchen table and have a conversation. And mom and dad have shared over the years how the programs have helped support the operation, and now these next gen helping purchase the operation from mom and dad and hearing it firsthand. It's a very emotional time for them as they're taking over the farms. Big commitment on their part, knowing millions of dollars at stake here, that they're transitioning from one family to the next family that's going to take these over, and then being able to look back and say, hey, we were able to lend a hand, be a partner during that time for them, and a supportive person that brings this expertise on the lending insurance side of things. It's emotional, but it's very, very rewarding on a daily basis for our team members.